Yay! All right, we're live. Welcome to episode 10 of the Zenspath podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy, and joining me today, we have three lovely people to talk about E3 2017. We've got Brent. Say hello.
What's
up? Caleb.
Hi.
And Rachel.
Hello. Yes.
We have a woman on the show. All right.
What?
Women
don't exist on the internet.
No, you have estrogen on here now. Congrats, guys.
Are you sure you play games?
I don't know. Let's see.
She plays more Final Fantasy than I ever did.
Let's see how much nerdy stuff I have.
Believe me, from personal experience, people, she can argue like it. All righty. I miss arguing with you. All right, so today we're pretty much realizing that our last episode, when me and Caleb predicted E3, we should never do that again because we got literally everything wrong. just all of it.
Okay.
I think everything was wrong. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go through and we're going to hit each of the conferences that popped up there. We've got 5 of them to cover from our notes here. Starting off with Microsoft, then Sony, Nintendo, Ubisoft, and Bethesda. So we'll start off with Microsoft's. They were the first one on Sunday to pop up on there. Before I go through the list, anything on there anything that you guys particularly want to talk about, or? I mean, some of it's obvious here, but
You're funny, Jeremy. Really.
All right, so
I'm just kidding. Look, all right.
So the first thing Microsoft did when they announced was Project Scorpio is no longer called Project Scorpio. It is now.
Who would have thunk it?
It is now the Xbox One X. It will be retailing for $499.99, coming out November 7th, 2017.
It's
we'll be
cute.
getting that later this year. Yeah, it's actually smaller.
As a PC gamer, somewhat, it's cute. The specs on are cute. Nobody still knows what a teraflop is. They never mentioned any teraflops, and they never mentioned if all the games were going to be at 60 frames. There was one game that said it was going to play at 60. That was it.
Actually, they did mention that for a lot of them.
As you can tell, I'm not saying anything because I don't really have an opinion on the Xbox because I don't play it.
I love how people are like, oh, they're going to go into the holiday and that's too much money to ask for. I'm like, they're going to fail. I'm like, people, they still have like the Xbox One S you can get, which is cheaper.
Yep.
That's like saying like, oh, Ford is making this super sport Mustang. The whole company is going to go out because no one's going to buy it while they're just forgetting all the other cars, that are there that normal people buy if you don't want this big super one. It's an option, not a requirement.
But Rach, let me tell you.
Just like the Pro.
Yeah, I didn't bother getting a Pro because I didn't have a use for it yet.
Yep, exactly. And also, I just I expanded my PS4's memory with an external hard drive because I remembered that update that happened. So yay!
Yay! But so how those 42 games they showed off, 22 exclusive? You know what those exclusives are?
I don't have the entire list, but there was a few
indie games. There's just a bunch of indie games.
Not all of them. There was
for the Xbox One S, right? Or not X.
SX. Yeah.
Well, for all of them, that's the nice thing. A lot of the games they showed off work on the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, or the Xbox One X.
Mm-hmm. Yep. SX. People are gonna get confused. I'm just saying.
You want to impress me? Let them play like the original Xbox games on it.
People are kind of used
wait, there's more. You can hook up your original Xbox to your Xbox One and do stuff with it. What? I don't know, but do stuff with it.
Well, what it is they're bringing backwards compatibility to the Xbox, all of the Xbox Ones, for the original Xbox.
All the ones.
What that lets you do is you can take, if you have an actual original box, you can network it in and still play LAN party games with the same thing. We used to do it here all the time. Mech Assault 2, Halo 2.
Yeah, but what if your box got stolen?
Well, then that's just bad, Brent. Sorry.
Yeah, well, and then there's Sony just twiddling their thumbs going, we've got digital stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, get more digital stuff.
Well, no, that's them just going, oh, well, we don't see the appeal of people playing old games.
Well,
so here's
instead put a waterfall on.
That's why I still have my PS3 and my PS2 and my PS1. So
Yeah, me too.
the only things I've rebought is like.
But see, how dare you play those? That's just old and dirty.
Filthy.
I should get a dang medal for how much PlayStation stuff I've kept.
I'm surprised at how much I have, and I didn't really play PlayStation that much. All right, so the Xbox One X, I was actually kind of impressed with it, like spec-wise, how it ran, what they showed for it. But I also understood yeah,
I can't get over
it's an actual term. People just don't want to do it. But for a lot of stuff they showed, you've got, it's an option, which is nice. You don't have to get this one. You could get an Xbox One S and play these games just fine. But I do like the fact that they're taking into consideration not everybody has a 4K TV, so there are benefits to having it with a 1080 as well. Yeah. They're, super sampling is something that's done.
It runs better, obviously.
Yeah, it's going to run a lot better. The super sampling for photography, I've noticed a lot as well. If you take a picture and you want to scale it down to something or scale it up, it's going to look worse. But if you have a higher resolution, you scale it down. Like some people record video in 4K just to put it on YouTube in 1080 because it just looks better because there's more to work with and it cleans it up a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like
so the next
record stupid video at 60 frames per second, but then speed it up.
Right.
Didn't make any sense. Hey, let's just do 20x on there. And I'm like, okay, I'm an idiot. But no, I totally get that.
All right. So after they showed the Xbox One X, they showed a lot of their games that were coming out for it or running better on the system. Is how they would kind of push it, best on Xbox and what they would do. The first one they showed off was Assassin's Creed Origins.
Woo!
Coming out October 27th, 2017. This one looks like the beginning of the assassins themselves in Egypt. This is the culmination of Assassin's Creed finally taking a damn year off.
Yeah, when they actually had time to actually get their butts in gear.
Right? All right.
And they added a loot system and RPG mechanics.
All right, y'all talk about. Give me just a second.
What? So, that Assassin's Creed Origins.
I know, right? It looks good. It does look good.
It does look very
RPG
pretty.
elements, especially, and it's in ancient Egypt, like we all predicted.
It's what we wanted. I'm very curious to see how parkour works. I think it's going to be more of like Assassin's Creed.
Can you
3.
imagine? Can you imagine scaling a pyramid? I can.
I'm pretty sure that's what you're going to have to do at some point.
You could scale a pyramid and the Sphinx.
It would be interesting if they did like kind of you enter the ancient tombs or something like that, kind of like Tomb Raider before Tomb Raider.
But if it's but I mean, if he's jumping into an ancient tomb that's in Egypt, like there's not. I mean, if it's already in ancient Egypt, there's not.
If it's already an ancient tomb,
amount of them, because it's not. There's not gonna be a huge amount because not many of the pharaohs have been buried yet, depending on which time it's built.
We could see like during construction, maybe they're building a labyrinth
that would already be destroyed that we don't know about.
So right.
Imagination.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want because creative licensing. Yay!
Maybe we'll see some X-Men in there, getting killed as they destroyed an entire pyramid.
Yeah. I'm having flashbacks to that movie now. Thanks.
Like, how did we sneak this by the design crew? Hey, we're gonna make it where you can slide huge rocks and knock out a couple of pillars underneath. And
A+, great
sounds
job.
Cool. Let's do it. 2 years, maybe 1,000 years to build the destruction mode, but
Is it just me or did we just reference X-Men with this?
Oh,
we did.
Go to Death Star.
We did.
I already knew it. I didn't even hear it.
Death Star, but then I decided to stop. We are so far past Assassin's Creed right now. But
Yeah.
let's continue
All right,
on.
so we're going to move over to actually what they showed before was Metro Exodus.
Beautiful.
Looked really nice. Kind of weird, though, from the Metro series when they're underground using the gas mask. Then they come out into open land and take it off. When normally that's supposed to kill you in the game. So I don't know. We'll have to see what it is. It's a very impressive looking game, though.
Not going to lie. I didn't play like the other one, which was, what, a 360 title?
They were on PC. They were on a lot of them actually.
Right, but
Because it was
I don't know. It looks cool though. It looked pretty cool. I do like some of the weaponry and everything. Not sure what's going on with the mutated zombie-like animals, but hey, I'm down.
yeah, it's a weird one.
It's based off books, right?
Library.
Well, I was trying to see where the hell my Metro was, but oh well, whatever. All right, so the next one that popped up, this one I guess is better known on PC, but it was described as kind of a fun shooter to play, is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, coming in 2017 for the Xbox One, launching with
the Hunger Games. Yay! It's basically what it is.
Yeah, but I was told you start off with 100 people on a map, and it's just all-out war till there's only one person standing.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Hunger Games.
Yeah, that could get violent, as it should.
Could get violent, yeah.
Next, they showed State of Decay 2, which that's listed for spring of 2018. It's a zombie game that had a lot of potential on the 360 when they first did it, but they never got a chance to do the multiplayer for it, and it kind of just stumbled from there. And instead of trying to fix that, they ended up just going to make this new one. I'm going to give it a try. I do actually enjoy some of the multiplayer zombie games, but could be interesting. Now, next up was kind of an interesting announcement. They pulled out some stuff for Minecraft.
4K.
Yeah, it's getting these. I love the name of it. The Super Duper Graphics Pack, which is coming to the Xbox One, PC, and the Switch. The Switch is getting this as well.
The 4K.
Yay!
Not the 4K,
Wow.
but it's getting the Super Duper Graphics Pack, where it's getting the better lighting and stuff. Now, what's nuts is the crossplay compatibility that's coming. If you have a copy of Minecraft for PC, tablet, or mobile, Xbox One, or Switch, Nintendo Switch, you can play together after this update comes out.
Except if you're Sony, because Sony wants to protect the children.
Oh yeah, that's their just gonna call it because kids bullshit excuse.
That's their excuse.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Microsoft did not like that.
didn't
Phil,
hear
I
this.
can't remember his name. Yeah,
I just shrug my shoulders when they do something dumb. They'll learn eventually.
I guess. Phil Spector, the guy over, I think that's the name, over Xbox, actually responded back on it, kind of not too happy about it, going like, you're basically saying we're not worried about protecting kids or having a safe community. Like, in the nicest ways, go yourself. Just not happy about it with Sony. But that's going to come out, and it's gotten to the point, like, Sony makes this reasoning, and then they go back and point out Nintendo's on board with this, and they kind of do go overboard with parental control stuff sometimes.
They do, like, absolutely stupid amount of overboard on their parental control.
But Nintendo's so into it this time, they're actually going to let you sign into your Xbox Live account on the Switch to play it.
Great.
Interesting.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
That kind of hurt my head a little bit.
I don't
So
know.
you can pull up Minecraft. You can pull up Minecraft on your Switch. You could log into Xbox Live, see, hey, Brent's playing, on his Xbox. Send you an invite and join each other and start playing.
Ugh,
Nice.
my head hurts.
That is.
What is this?
It's a thing of.
It's a sign of the apocalypse.
It's a thing of confusion.
I'm happy with it. I think it's kind of cool, and it's the cool thing is we'll get to a little bit in the Nintendo one. It's not the only game doing it.
Yeah.
All right, so next up, Brent, this is one you're going to really like. If you haven't seen it, you should watch the stuff for it. Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
I'm so excited for it.
Straight up, it's a 2D, 3D fighting game. It's, three-dimensional characters in a 2D fighting plane.
Right.
Beautifully animated. Like, holy
It's
crap,
it's literally
beautifully animated.
Arc System Works, the people who made BlazBlue or Blaze Blue, however you want to say it, and Chrono. No,
Anime the Fighter.
no, the Gear one. What's it?
Guilty Gear?
Guilty Gear.
I like
Literally,
that
that's all they do is make fighting games. So, like, this is a Guilty Gear mixed with Marvel vs. Capcom. It looks awesome. I want to play it now.
I do. Was it they were showing something with I think it was Dr. Zero with some person, like they had him with the ArcSoft logo, just like holding the other one up, and it's Marvel's.
Oh yeah, and then
The Capcom is just like, shh, you're going to die. All right, so next up,
Infinite got simplified a lot.
Infinite got messed up a lot.
I played the demo. I mean, I still want to get it, but it just seems way simpler. There's no medium attack like there should be, but
yeah, they simplified the controls a little bit too much. They took out a lot of the characters people came to use very predominantly in the Marvel vs. Capcom series.
Virgil, why?
All the X-Men are gone. No X-Men whatsoever.
There's probably copyright
Cable's
stuff
gone?
too.
Huh?
Cable is my dog, you know?
Cable, Wolverine, the Sentinel, all of them.
Really?
That's because of Marvel. You know, they're not, since they don't have the rights to the movies, Marvel's basically scorching the earth with them on everything.
Well, wait a minute. You have the Guardians in it.
They made a deal with them to do that by letting them do what they wanted with Negasonic Teenage Warhead and I just forgot the name. Deadpool. Yeah, that was one of those little trade-offs they did. Worth it. We got watchers, so
They can make certain concessions, but one day
Rocket
eventually.
and Groot and all them are in it, and then you've got like what, Nova in it.
Well, here's the thing. One day they'll just write a check and be like, "Hey, name your price. We want our crap back." But
they've tried, but because they've basically, this is Marvel Cinematic Universe versus Capcom is what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
So. All right, so moving on to the one game I was really just kind of about the entire thing is Black Desert.
Hey,
it's an MMORPG.
Hey, whoa, don't hate on Black Desert. It's actually very good.
If they put that on PS4, I'd be all over it.
Well, that'd be another system I wouldn't bother with.
It has a very nice combat system. Like
I just don't have time for it.
It's really anime, but I know you're not into that kind of thing, Jeremy, but it's actually very fun.
I just don't have time for it. I mean, that's.
I know you don't.
I had trouble finding time to play Destiny.
So. Yeah. But it's ridiculous the amount of stuff you can do. Like if you want to spend hours upon hours trying to learn how to cook everything, you do that. There's a whole housing market. It takes like forever to make a boat.
I have a housing market. That's how I got my house, and I can cook.
That's how I
eat.
That's how I got my house and how I live. Because yep.
And I cook in Zelda. Yeah.
I throw stuff in a pot in Zelda.
Pot. That makes no sense.
I can make my food dance.
All right, so next up we have The Last Night, which was a beautiful game. Reminded me a lot of Blade Runner. Kind of a pixel art style with a lot of fluorescent lighting, and it was quite nice. After that was a really weird one called The Artful Escape, which was weird but pretty. Basically, a guy in a spacesuit jumping over mushrooms playing a guitar solo.
It sounds like a really, really fun LSD trip, honestly.
Yeah, I did not see this one. I went to check it out.
Yeah, it's called The Artful Escape. Watch it and be confused. Code Vein,
the weird one with the Hobbit, Frodo, or whatever, right?
That's a different one, I think. Code Vein 2018. It's very anime styled game. I'm not even sure what's going on, but
it's we'll see.
It has to do with vampires, and it's made by the people who make the Tales games, if I remember correctly.
A lot of people are saying it's an anime version of Dark Souls. They had a recent basic combat gameplay video. It does look like a lot like Dark Souls, but I don't know how. We'll see. I'm actually looking forward to it. We're covering it on my YouTube group, Rising ENT. We're covering it because that's what we do.
Right.
So.
All right. So next up, and this is actually one I want to get. It's called Sea of Thieves, coming out early 2018. This is from Rare. This is what they've been working on.
When I get my new graphics card on my computer, I'm going to get it.
The beauty is I think we could still play with each other because I'm getting it on Xbox One. I believe it has cross-compatibility with PC.
It does.
But it's pretty much just get a group together and play multiplayer pirate games.
I know. I like it. I like it. That sounds like my cup of tea. And then there's the other pirate game that's by the Ubisoft, Skull and Bones.
Yeah, we'll get that one in a bit. Brent, really?
Arr.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't have anything else to add.
Put me in the can.
I think if you actually
Launch.
watch the entire demo and some of the trailer, Brent, I think it's one you might be interested in. It seems like a lot of fun. Rare has made some really good games over the years, so I'm kind of giving benefit of the doubt. Next up was a bit of a surprise and went completely 180 from what I thought it was going to be. Super Lucky's Tale, coming out November 7th, which, it's another one coming for the Xbox One X. It's basically if Microsoft made a Nintendo game. But when I first saw it and they showed like the tail and so forth, I was like, wow, is this going to be like a Conquer Spadferde type game? Like maybe this is his annoying little nephew that's all happy and cheerful just to have Conquer. Like, oh, this kid. But no, it ended up just being cute.
That was Conquer. Is that it?
Yeah,
I think a lot of people expected it to be kind of like it, but it wasn't.
I was kind of hoping it would be like some bright and happy place and then just have this depressed, drunk squirrel running through it, yelling at things. It'd be great.
I know they showed off, they showed a teaser for the next Ori and the Blind Forest, which I almost cried because I actually liked Ori the Blind Forest, the first one. Oh,
never played.
I was like, oh, it's so good. It's a Metroidvania kind of game. It's a little difficult, so if you don't like that kind of thing, I mean, it's not too terribly difficult. In some places, you will die a lot, though.
I'm about to say it's Metroidvania, Caleb. What are you talking about?
But it's fun. It's amazing. The graphics are gorgeous. The music's gorgeous.
No.
Story will make you cry.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Next up is a game they've been showing for the past 3 years that finally has a release date, Cuphead, which is a great co-op side-scrolling game, really basically done like a 1940s art style. It's such a unique style that we never really see that much anymore. And that was a whole game kind of going around it. But I'm just glad, we finally have a release date of September 29th. And Rachel don't care.
He's just like, I'm not into that.
No, I like
Cuphead. It's really cool.
I like the art style though, but I'm just, I don't have an Xbox.
Oh, when the other ones come out, you can probably pick up a cheaper one. Crackdown 3 was shown up next. That's also coming out November 7th. It looks
bombs, you throw buildings.
Yeah. Terry Crews was shown on there. I guess he's gonna be part of it.
Of course he is.
But I don't know. It looks, from a lot of people have kind of played it and talked about it, it's going to be kind of a lot of the same for how Crackdown 1 and 2 were, which the game was a lot of fun, but it's at the time it was best is when you were playing with somebody else. When you actually got a group together, it was just stupid because, we're trying to get over a wall, so we'd have 3 of us get into a car. One of them would pick up the car, jump as high as he can, and throw the car over the wall. And that's how we breach a building to get in. And it was crazy. Last thing at Microsoft was a game called Anthem, coming out in 2018.
Oh, yeah.
This is pretty much, their answer to Destiny. It looks like, Iron Man meets Destiny for a lot of it with the suits and flying around and stuff.
I was thinking of that movie.
Say what?
What was that Matt Damon movie just came out? Started with an E.
Oh,
he had put on the mech suit and everything. It was embedded into their body, and
Yeah, that one was okay. I don't remember the name of it though. I know what you're talking about. I don't know. It looks interesting. It depends if I can get people together to play it. What do you guys think? Because I know it's coming to the other systems too. So
yeah, looks interesting. I'll probably play it because why not? Jetpacks.
Yeah.
All right. So pretty much that kind of finishes off Microsoft's showing. I mean, they had a pretty solid showing, some good announcements. The hardware I actually do like, but I also understand it's an optional thing. It's not going to be the end all, like you got to have it. But anyone else have any thoughts about the Microsoft before we move on?
I might get the system. I'm impressed with what they showed. I mean, it's got 6 teraflops. So,
teraflops. Liquid cooling.
All I can think of is
it's liquid cooled. That's kind of cool.
Honestly, all I can think of is everybody do the flop.
I mean, you think about technology, it's always got these funky little names. You got gigahertz, megabytes,
Yeah.
Now we got the
All right, let me see here. Okay, here we go. Teraflop, a unit of computing speed equal to 1 million or 10 to the 12th floating point operations per second.
Floating
So
operations.
every second,
1
it's-
million.
Yeah, it's doing a million
That's the
calculations.
flop.
And then it's
6 of those.
Yeah, 6 of those. That is a lot of computing
Unfathomable.
power. I mean, like,
only for $500.
Yeah.
for what it's doing and what it
Like
outputs,
I
that's
said,
actually
though,
not
the
bad.
new iMac is like 22 teraflops right now, so.
That's actually what they're listing it as. Apple and Microsoft.
Oh yeah, what's a $5,000 system? So.
All right, so Rachel, this is not a slight at you, but do you mind if we go ahead and skip to
captivated her.
if we skip to Nintendo and we'll do Sony in a little bit that way? If Caleb has to leave, he's okay. I promise we'll
You're
talk
fine.
Sony. They had some stuff
I
liked.
know.
Yeah,
I
they had
know,
a waterfall
I
on
know.
stage.
You forget that I also have a Switch.
I know, but you were kind of a PlayStation fangirl.
I'm a PlayStation girl. Yes, I am.
Yes.
But I like Nintendo too.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and.
wait and talk about Metroid after he leaves.
Oh, okay.
No,
You're right. We
No.
should do that.
no.
That's a good idea, Brent. We're gonna stick
What?
with that.
That's
All the
terrible
Metroid
idea.
is gonna be for later.
You guys are terrible.
Super tiny Metroid.
Why would you do this to me?
That's what we do.
Literally the one franchise I actually care about ever.
All right, so Nintendo had a very short presentation this year. It was basically 30-minute long video that was just packed with information, and then they had 3 days of the Nintendo Treehouse Live, where they did keep putting out new information.
Which was weird. It's like, hey,
It works though. I mean,
thing's
I'm
over, but
done
here's a new
trying to
game.
I'm done trying to understand why Nintendo does things the way they do. I just
here's
let it
the
happen.
thing, though. It's actually working out a lot, and if you notice, Sony and Microsoft are starting to move towards the same thing. Sony had one guy come out, a whole bunch of trailers the whole time, the same guy close them out, nothing in between. It was basically a Nintendo Direct, but on a stage.
Right.
So
Yep.
Microsoft was doing something kind of similar too, where they were doing a live event all week long, just like Treehouse Live. So as much as everyone's like, I don't get why Nintendo's doing it, apparently it worked because once again, Microsoft and Sony are trying to do it.
Right.
All right, so they started off with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I almost said X. Coming out holiday 2017. It looks really good, but we found out why they got it done so much faster. Xenoblade Chronicles X took 5 years to make. Apparently, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, while only being in production for the last couple of years, they actually started it while they were still working on X. So they've been working on this before the Switch was even announced.
Yep.
The other thing is they're using the same engine, so they don't have to build a whole new engine, which makes it a lot faster.
It looks so pretty
Yep.
now.
It does look pretty.
And you get a Blade waifu.
That's weird, but bless you.
Also, I hope, fingers crossed, that they, might port the original Xenoblade onto the Switch.
It's on the Wii U if you want it.
I know that.
Yeah, but you gotta
Okay.
look that up.
I was wondering.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, there. Put it on the Switch.
I would kind of rather them do Chronicles X. I'd rather do because that's such a bigger game. I had fun trying to play it, but holy crap! I want to be able to just take it with me. I don't like to just sit down and play
Yeah.
it.
Over 100
there was
hours
too
in,
much
I'm not
to
even
do.
level 50 yet.
Mm.
What's that, Rachel?
every time I turned on X, I just got like overwhelmed with how much there was to do. So
Yeah, I'm the same
Yeah,
way.
so
I just have to
I'm
knuckle
all for them porting both of them.
I'm about to
onto
say,
the-
why not both?
Why not both? Exactly.
Volcanoes
You
Los
never have
Dos.
too many games. So.
I mean, we talked about this before. The ports, I think, could be a good thing for the Switch.
Because it'll give
all of us had a
people
Wii U.
stuff
We
to
loved
play.
Wii U, but a lot of people didn't, and there were really good games for it. So
Yeah.
let more people play them. I'm okay with that. So we're pretty much in agreement. That's coming out holiday 2017, and I think they're going to actually keep the date. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but
Oh, now you're gonna jinx it. Watch.
my bad. I did it just to spite Caleb.
No,
Mhm.
So next up, we have the aptly named or temporarily named Kirby.
Koibi.
Wait, this caught us all by surprise because Kirby, every time there's ever been a Kirby game, it's been an end of life game. Usually if a system gets a Kirby game, it's supposed to be towards the end of the life of the console for an actual one. Here we are starting off with it, right? With it. So
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and they have some interesting, I wouldn't say new mechanics, but where you can like recruit enemies and then kind of like in a Crystal Shards 64 kind of way, can merge your abilities together and make like a new one. Sorta.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to have drop and drop out for multiplayer, and because you can do up to 4 players with it, which is nice. But it's a classic Kirby platformer. There's no, lines to draw. Nothing's made of yarn. It's just the insatiable hunger eating everything.
And we don't need to talk about Kirby Air Ride, so.
I'm
But it
still
was
trying to get that game.
It was fine. No, hang on, Kirby Era.
So hard to find.
Mhm.
All right, so
I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard.
next,
of it. I was thinking of the mech suit one.
that's actually a good one too. So next up, Metroid Prime 4. So we're gonna move on to Yoshi.
Like a game of-
I'm just waiting for the
Is
foam
it
and spit to come out of his mouth.
Like a title,
Yeah, I mean, they didn't need one.
From way out in
Literally-
left field. Oh geez, here comes my dog.
Oh,
You heard Metroid Prime 4. Good boy or girl, whatever you are. I don't know.
Girl.
the
It's
dog
a-
has good taste. The doggy has good taste.
So this is great. Interactive animals love it. So,
Yes.
So Metroid Prime 4 literally came out of nowhere.
Like
Um,
surprise, we've been working kind of on this thing, or we are. Yay!
Well, they
We
started
have nothing
showing
to show
kind of the
for it. Moving on.
they started
No.
showing the color a little bit, and then as soon as I started doing the sound effects, I was like, "Holy crap! I know what this is."
Let me
It's,
let me
that-
tell you.
Everybody
background
collectively
Metroid
loses their
Prime.
goddamn minds.
Oh, I
Did-
lost
no.
it.
You don't understand though. Apparently, somebody showed me like a compilation video of like reaction videos to the Metroid Prime 4. I'm like, this is bigger than I thought it was. Like,
You
I
know what?
honestly
I'm
thought I
actually
was the
gonna
only
watch
one.
that. It could be hilarious. Just people like freaking out and yelling.
I might have to look at this one.
Me too.
Collectively losing their dang minds.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like I'd like.
Dude, I yelled at work.
So this was me. I'm just gonna try to because I wasn't able to record myself. I was just sitting there and I saw space. Right, I'm like, don't play with my heart, Nintendo. Don't do it.
Did you squint
Don't
at
you
them
do-
suspiciously?
I did. I did. I was like, don't play
Coming
with my
soon,
heart.
Animal Crossing Space Station.
And then it just started zooming out further, and it started making the Metroid symbol.
Yep.
Like breathing
Heavy
intensifies,
breathing.
and then all of a sudden, I
Hearing that
just
in headphones makes me very uncomfortable right now.
Thank you.
all of a sudden, I just sort of start leaning back in my chair, cover my mouth, and I'm just like.
When it changed to the 4 is what I was just like, okay, so this is Prime 4. As soon
I
as it
saw
did
the
that.
4. That's when I just started crying.
Because I
And
knew
was
it was
talking-
probably, I thought it would be something with Prime because the background music I said was background music from the Prime series.
from the first one, yeah.
But-
And like I was doing a bunch of articles that day just to keep up with E3 because that's kind of what we're doing right now. And I don't know if you guys know this, but a friend, anyways, he was on the other end of Discord. And he had just came in. He's like, "Dude, I just came in when you started screaming," and I was like, "We did it! It's Metroid Prime 4. I'm so happy. It was just
Oh, Lord.
crying." And then right afterwards, they didn't even give us a chance. It's just, here's Yoshi. Like, stop the stream. I can't do it.
Well, I understand why they did it because people. I'm a Nintendo fan, but I do know a lot of Nintendo fans that are just assholes about this stuff. Like they're just, I want this now. They've been doing it for years now. It's been 10 years since we had a Metroid, like a normal Metroid in the series. So they're probably like, oh God, just say something so they'll shut up. It's just like in development.
much.
You're like, oh, okay, that's all I wanted to hear.
And no, I remember reading something where Reggie even said that we're developing a 2D and a 3D Metroid. I'm like,
That's
sure,
Miyamoto.
Reggie, sure you are.
Well,
And then
Miyamoto had stated a couple years
Miyamoto?
ago during an interview that fans of the 3D and the 2D Metroids would both be happy with what they're working on.
and I was like, yeah, but I didn't believe him. I was like, sure, you're just saying that. And then here come E3, you're just like, I'm so sorry. I
Because what
doubted you.
does Miyamoto know about Nintendo? I
I'm
mean,
so sorry, Miyamoto.
that's like me telling you, like, here's what my kids did today. Like, Jeremy don't know nothing about his kids.
Okay.
All right, so The last thing about Metroid Prime 4 I wanted to talk about is the fact this is not Rare. This is actually...
Retro. It's not Retro.
No,
It's not Retro Studios.
I was making quick notes. I don't know why I wrote Rare.
It is Rare. How long has it been?
I'll give you that. Yeah, it's not Retro developing this, so I'm not sure if they've actually announced who's making it yet. But that brings up two questions: like, what other games have these people done, and what the hell is Retro doing? Like, we still don't know what Retro. They've been working on something for years now.
They're shrugging into infinity and pleading the fifth.
I hope, as much as I love Donkey Kong, I'm hoping it's not another Donkey Kong Country.
It's another Donkey Kong.
You know what? I would probably still play it because those things are basically pieces of art. They're so much fun to play, but I want to do something else.
So that's really maybe kind of concerned. I mean, I trust Nintendo with, I think they learned from their mistakes for the Metroid franchise, hopefully. I just hope whatever studio is making it takes care of the franchise with love, because if not, they're going to get a whole lot of flack, and that's probably going to be in the Metroid as we know it. So
probably
no pressure.
I don't think, probably not, but they've had a good track record of working with a lot of different companies recently. I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles X had help from I think Namco, or no, they had another company that helped out with that. They've been working on a lot of stuff with Team Ninja. They've been working on stuff. Namco helped do Smash Brothers. You've got a lot of different companies helping out doing these things. So they've gotten over the whole thing of like, all right, we have to make it. Like, no, we can overlook it and have people help. And it's done wonders, I think, for a lot of Nintendo franchises. I mean, good delivery a Pokken Tournament. Didn't see that one coming.
It's good, though. It's fun.
It is, but it's Pokemon with Tekken. I was like, that's just not normal.
It should have been made earlier, honestly.
I guess, yeah. All right, so moving on. What actually I was serious with mentioned was the Yoshi game coming out in 2018, which has a really nice art style. It's kind of like a cardboard paper cutout type thing.
It's like
for
an
the world.
open pop-up book.
It's a cool attention to detail.
Pop-up book.
Yeah.
You got stuff like Kate holding it up. And,
yeah, and the biggest...
Being someone that builds things out of cardboard and poster board, I'm like, give a thumbs up. And I'm impressed.
But the cool thing about it, or the key to this, is the fact that you can go to the front or the back of the levels and see how things are working behind the scenes, or change your view on things and affect it as you're playing. It does have multiplayer, but the entire game is running on Unreal Engine 4.
Oh, wow.
It's an interesting choice for a Yoshi game. I didn't know that.
But, I mean, you see how well it runs, so, I mean, it has no issue running, what a lot of developers are using right now. So that's good to know. But Yoshi's coming out 2018. We'll have to see more about it. Just like the Kirby game, they both look like they're very far in development, but they don't have official names that they're saying yet. It's just literally Kirby and Yoshi. So
much else on their plate. They don't want to push it and give you a bunch of garbage. You know how Nintendo can be. Which I'm not mad at them. Take your time. If you're gonna put out something good, take your time.
I got to give them credit. They're pushing a lot harder this time for getting more games out. The rest of this year and early of next year, there's a game coming out, at least 2 or 3 a month. That are
A+. Good job.
Yeah, literally 2 games in September come out like 1 week after the other. 2 games
I just got ARMS today, and then I got to go back Tuesday and go get Cave Story, because that's coming out. And I'm like, there's just more stuff coming out. All right, so next one we're going to talk about is going to be Fire Emblem Warriors, coming out fall 2017.
Hype.
If you liked Hyrule Warriors, or a lot of those Musou games,
yes,
that's basically what it is.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm going to get it. They're a lot of fun. I know my son is obsessed with Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Brent knows. He's had to hear it.
Plays exactly like Hyrule Warriors.
He's going to tell you more than you ever possibly could imagine about Fire Emblem.
Or probably wanted to know.
You're just like, okay, I don't know what you're saying.
But it plays. It looks.
Stopping.
I watched the whole Treehouse demonstration. Looks like it plays exactly like Hyrule Warriors, and I'm like, I love it. Give it to me now. I'm ready for it.
All right, so they announced with that there are 2 amiibos coming out for Fire Emblem, Chrom, and I can't remember the other character. It's a series, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
What does
I'm
it
sure
look like?
If Jeremy heard me coming here running, this is what it is.
Is it Corin? Maybe?
Corin's one of them. Which it was kind of, I don't know, I guess they decided to choose the one they're using for the game is the female version of Corin.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of
Which I'm fine with.
Which I think the amiibo is the guy, though.
I thought they released in both versions.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Corin, not Corin, my bad. Chrom. Is one of the characters. The Corin, they did release both versions, but that's for Smash Brothers. But the one that they've been showing in the game is the female version. So I guess that's the one they're working with. So, hey, whatever. I'm okay with it.
Yep. I mean, I'm fine with Dragon Waifu, so. Jeremy. The shipping has begun. Ship all the characters.
I feel so bad for you. All right, so we're going to get into the announcements they made for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild DLC pack. So we know what we're getting for that $20.
Can't believe Nintendo's making DLC for Zelda. What is this? Why have to pay $20?
I excited.
I still don't like the idea of having DLC, as long, because they never make complete editions of the games. I wish they would, but I am kind of interested in what they got coming out. Zelda Pack 1 called the Master Trials, coming out this summer. You've got Heroes Path mode, which will give you
awesome. We're going to see how much green we can put on our maps.
We're gonna have to do time lapses of our runarounds, and because you can set how long it takes to show the whole track and send videos like this is what I did, and whatever design goes everywhere.
I'm probably everywhere. Like, Rachel, why did you go there? What was your journey? I don't know, man. I was just,
you're gonna see me I'm like going right for the castle. What's this shiny thing over here?
Yeah, I was literally. I just dig around in that game and find stuff. That's all I do. That's literally it. That is
the power of Zelda. It's like ADD, the game.
Yeah, it's really good though. I mean, I'm just right now. I'm just trying to get shrines so I can get more hearts and not die all the time.
Right. But after the Hero Path mode, there's new armor sets, which include the Tingle outfit we referenced earlier. You've got the Korok mask, which is kind of cool.
That's what I'm excited about right there, because that's going to help you find the seed.
Thank God.
Hundreds of those things.
Hundreds. Dang near
900.
900 to be exact.
99.
You've got the Phantom armor from Phantom Hourglass. You've got Midna's mask with her little hand hair floating in the back.
Yes.
There's all kinds of stuff coming with it, which is awesome. And then we have the Master mode, which I now understand why they were like, here's the actual hard mode. You're going to die.
All the time.
The version that's going to cause a lot of cussing in households.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be not pretty. So that's coming out this summer. And then this holiday, we're getting the Zelda DLC Pack 2, which is including the 20 you spent. This is called the Champion's Ballad. We don't know what it is. We know it has something to do with the 4 champions and Zelda.
And
so we may
some amiibos because of it. I'm down.
Yeah, they might actually.
I already got mine.
Yeah, me too. They are releasing 4 amiibos, one of each of the champions, which is awesome. We don't know if you get to play as the champions, which would honestly be amazing if you could actually run around Hyrule and do that, or if it's just maybe you're getting to finally work with them on building up stuff and then have that battle that you die in. Maybe it's like a prequel type thing.
Ooh.
You know, maybe after you die, you have to pick up and play as the other characters trying to survive, or, you know, maybe they had, something with it. I don't know, but it's going to be awesome, I think, because I love the champions in that game. Like, I like the personalities, how much of an ass the bird is, just everybody. He's like, you saved me. I'm surprised you could make it. Well, screw you, dude. You're dead.
I'm not the one who died.
Yeah, it's like, that's going to be the happiest thing everyone's going to see. It's like, we get to watch you die. Finally. All right, so next up, they popped out with Rocket League. This is apparently a very popular game on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. It's basically giant soccer with cars.
Yeah.
That you can launch yourself around and try and play.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What has this got to do with the Rockets or a league? You're playing soccer with
You
cars.
could say
it's a soccer
soccer.
league. How do I kick her out of this? Oh my God, Rachel.
That was a terrible pun.
We have.
You loved it.
I'm gonna have
That was
to.
better than the actual name, though.
I know.
Rocket League. I was looking for rockets. I'm like, there's no rockets. There's no league.
Well, the back of the cars have rockets. That's how you throw yourself around.
I mean,
all right.
You can just go anywhere with that.
Yeah. All right. So there's going to be a little bit of exclusive content to the Nintendo Switch version that's coming out, which is just going to be hats. You can put a Mario or Luigi hat in your car.
Far.
Yeah. There's going to be some kind of amiibo support. We don't know yet. And then the biggest thing is this is the other game that will have cross-play with other systems for
cool.
Xbox One, PC, and that's it. No Sony again. Because the children. Got to think of the children.
Think of
Really?
the
Sony's not doing
children.
this one either?
No, Sony won't allow it for any of them. Period. They just don't want to have crossplay.
I don't
Which-
get this children thing. I didn't hear that announcement. When I hear Sony, I don't think.
Look,
Children.
Sony likes to copy what Nintendo does. This is the bad thing. Don't copy that.
I mean, think of some of the mini games you play with God of War. There is nothing children related about this game.
Well, they're talking about the community of people playing online, and I'm like,
Okay.
my kids play online with Xbox Live. I monitor what they play, and I have really good parental controls set, so it's not as bad. But hey, suck it up. It's a parent's job, not theirs.
Exactly.
I'm responsible for what my kid does, not
kids to
Microsoft.
Walmart, and there ain't no parental controls there.
Pull up your pants. No, seriously, lady, pull them up. All right. But it'll be great. Like, it's going to be, and this is kind of a nice thing to see finally. It's a third-party game coming to a Nintendo system with everything intact. There's nothing missing. It's parity with the other systems. Oh, I was so tired of it's coming to Wii U, but it's going to be years later, or an entire mode is missing, or whatever. But the fact that even if I don't have it on Switch for some reason, I'm probably going to pick it up in the next week or so on Xbox One to try it out. I'll be able to play with people on there, or if I'm playing it on the Switch, the kids can be playing on the Xbox and we can play together. Same thing with Minecraft, which would be great, though. We could do that a lot more.
Aw.
Brent knows what I'm talking about.
It's actually the cross platforms and whatnot, cross console. It's probably going to get me to knock the dust off mine. Because, we were talking before, I've kind of lost the luster of the whole Minecraft. And anyone that knows me knows I was hardcore into it, but
I'm liking the
cool.
Switch
I'm like,
version.
oh,
It
cool.
works really well with the bigger draw distance and stuff like that. I'm having to wait for the voice chat app because there's no voice chat until then.
Yep.
Terraria cross, consoles now.
Terraria is supposed to be coming to the Switch, so yeah, we'll see what it's doing.
I'm talking about the cross-platform type deal. That would be awesome.
I'd be down for that.
Way to catch up with the PC version.
All right, so we've only got 2 other games Nintendo talked about. They're not the biggest ones around. It's another Mario game and a remake of a Metroid game.
Yeah,
What?
we don't
So we
need
going to
I hope
Sony?
you're joking. I really hope you're joking.
Super Mario Odyssey with one of the most annoyingly catchy songs I've heard in a while. That
No,
is
this
still
is not
stuck
catchy.
in my
It's
head.
annoying.
I've already pre-ordered it, my dude.
yeah.
I'm ready.
I wanted to come with that soundtrack so I can just drive around and play that and be like, you all have to suffer. It's stuck in your
Ram, your little scion.
I got to give him, though. It's actually kind of a catchy little jazz tune.
No, it is not. Don't lie to the people, Jeremy. That was annoying. And as a matter of fact, we'll go back to the Yoshi. When they did the Yoshi little demonstration or demo or video, whatever you want to call it, I'm like, this is so annoying. Now, I get it. They even had sound effects from Super Mario World of Super Nintendo. Yeah, cool. That's cool. But the music, it was driving the rage inside of me. And I was just losing my mind. I was turning green, dude. I was turning green. It wasn't good.
So, how many people, when they first started the trailer and saw the dinosaur, was like, is this Jurassic Park?
I didn't know what it was.
Confused with the dinosaur.
I swear that looks like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. It even has a similar sound effect. So I'm wondering if that's like a joke reference to the upcoming Super Mario World or Super Nintendo World, whatever they're calling it, in Universal Studios. It's being built right now.
Maybe.
I mean, that would be kind of funny. Go and see the Jurassic Park ride, and every once in a while it pops out with a big mustache, blue eyes, and a hat. Like, what?
Why does this T-Rex have a mustache?
Yeah, I was really, really impressed with Super Mario Odyssey when they showed it last year. And I was like, wow, this game looks great.
Like the new mechanic they have.
Yeah, but I had no idea any of this
I don't
stuff
think
was
anybody
possible.
had any idea that you could possess anything without a hat.
Yeah, you just take the hat, throw it at things, and you can possess it and become those creatures.
I want to be you.
Yeah, even just that trailer, the quick glimpses they were showing what you could do with it. I mean, imagine, you're trying to do the underwater stuff and you can swim around as a Cheep or grab a blooper and, dive around. You can become a taxi. That was kind of funny.
You can become a T-Rex.
That was great. And I hope that level is still in there when it comes out.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and you have to time that one because they'll still explode. So you have to get out of it after a while.
Well, it's like
But they were showing
I do appreciate that, like, the whole Mario series is that they don't just keep reusing the same gimmick that came out back in the 80s. They actually try something different for each one of them. And
well, this one I love. I mean, it's kind of funny if you look at the background at your house, Brent. Over your left shoulder, you've got or it looks like your left shoulder, some of your perler bead of Super Mario Brothers. That's in the game too. Not that exact one, but there's areas you can go into a pipe that's like a 3D pipe that becomes a 2D pipe. And you're running around the flat surfaces almost like the Zelda.
Yeah.
And you're playing 2D Mario. And what's really cool is like when you get to an edge of a wall and jump out, you'll pop out into 3D. The enemies will do it too. They showed, a bullet bill gets shot. It's going across like an 8-bit. As soon as it hits the edge of the wall, it becomes like a 3D bullet bill and starts chasing you. I'm like, oh, this is going to be trippy.
It looks pretty fun. I mean, I'm glad that another kind of 3D Mario things coming out. We haven't really, unless you count like Super Mario 3D World or whatever on the Wii U, haven't really had one of these 3D platform Marios since Mario Galaxy 2. Yeah.
I mean, because they're basically calling this a successor to Mario 64 and Sunshine.
I was thinking so.
So that game looks crazy. And the costumes. Do you guys notice the costumes?
Yeah, they're all references to.
Yeah, the custom costumes and everything. I think that's kind of cool. But what are you talking about? The reference to what?
They're all
Like,
references to different times Mario's shown up. Like the Mario Maker outfit of him and the construction worker, you can get that, and that actually opens up new options. There was a game on the Game Boy called
an inflatable tube swimsuit type thing or something. It looked like it had a snorkel. I could be wrong. It was flashing a lot.
No, I remember it. I want to go back and see which one that came from, because there's a bunch of different, a bunch of artwork over the years of Mario in different costumes. But like the Explorer suit that they showed him in, that was actually a reference to Picross, an old Japanese Picross game, because he's wearing that same outfit. The chef one from Yoshi's Cookie. You've got. I wonder if you can be a doctor from Dr. Mario.
I would Dr. Mario.
That would be cool.
If they didn't, that'd be a crime.
Well, the patriotic looking outfit from Mario Golf is in there. He was running around wearing that.
Oh yeah, I was wondering where that came from. I remember.
Yeah, because it's an alternate costume on Smash Brothers as well.
I said they got it on Smash, so yeah, the little striped suit and whatnot.
Well, there's an actual pinstripe suit too.
Oh, that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, that may be a reference to the old Super Mario Brothers cartoon show. Because they showed him in a suit kind of like that on an episode, but there could be other stuff from it. I think this game, like, we've only scratched the surface. I think there is a lot more they have not shown us.
Absolutely.
But the crazy thing is, we're going to have it in October.
I'm ready.
4 months. Think about it. In 4 months, we're going to have a new Mario.
Oh, 4 months. Wow.
We're going to have a new Metroid. Woo-hoo. Yeah, which we'll talk about in a second. We're going to have the Zelda DLC. We're going to have, just a Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's just first party. That's not counting anything third party that's coming out. Rachel, you've been kind of quiet. You got anything to add about Mario? I know you like the Mario.
I really am excited for it. Like, I'm
Mhm.
just excited. I don't know what else to say. I saw the gameplay and I'm like, I want to play this like now. It looks
Give
super
me a
cute.
demo.
Well, I
What
thought of
now?
here's a little kind of a theory I came up with. It might, if this is like an earlier Mario game, what if this takes place before all the other Mario games, and what actually ends up happening is Mario gets stuck somehow in Bowser's body, and that's why Peach keeps getting kidnapped. He's just trying to get his girlfriend back,
That's
No.
and the whole
really
time you're just killing off
No.
Mario trapped in
We're
Bowser.
not getting all Inception weird.
Ooh.
Stuff. I mean, I would get it that he would get stuck in the world, of the Toad Kingdom and everything, and he's like, "What's going on?" And people turning into bricks, let's kill him. But the possessing the Bowser body, I'm just here to help you. That sounds more like the Donkey Kong theory. I mean, from the original Donkey Kong.
Oh,
Donkey
I meant to
Kong is
bring
not
that
the
up.
Bad guy. I'm not done talking.
Okay, fine.
But Mario is the bad guy. Donkey Kong is trying to protect Paulina from Jumpman. So no, I'm not even going to go with your whole idea. Go ahead. Tell me what you're going to interrupt.
So
me with.
Pauline has made an official comeback. She is the mayor of New Donk City,
Mm-hmm.
which has a lot of Donkey Kong references in it. They're very coy about the fact Donkey Kong may be in it. You may have to save, Pauline from Donkey Kong.
Is she the pop
That'd be kind of
singer
cool to
that
see
had
him
it?
pop up, huh?
There was like a pop singer or somebody performing. Wasn't that Pauline?
Yeah, that's Pauline. She's actually in the little red dress from Donkey Kong '94.
I didn't think she was a mayor though. Good catch on that.
Yeah, she's the mayor of the town too, which is kind of neat. But
Interesting.
some of the stuff like Mario can take over humans.
Yeah, I
He
still
can
don't know how to
literally possess a person.
right now. That's kind of weird. I'm down with the whole he's running through a assumingly New York like setting, but yeah, I'm gonna possess an actual human. I mean,
I've been watching a lot of Supernatural. And I'm like, is it a vengeful spirit? What's going on? We got a Universal crossover. We can have them show up. Who
John
knows?
Leguizamo, Bob Hopkins gonna pop up or something, just for like an Easter egg.
Yeah, I'm just the possibilities of what you could do with like the different enemies and things. And someone brought up a comment that I kind of liked. Everyone's like, "Oh, well, there's not really any new superpowers, new power-ups beyond that." And I'm like, "Well, no, as they pointed out, every enemy is a new power-up now.
Yeah, you can do their
Every enemy, yeah. Some of them can see different things. Some of them can survive in lava. Some of them can swim underwater. Some can fly. Some
I
blow
wonder
up.
this whole thing about seeing the real people, if this is going to be a tie-in for the Tokyo Olympics, because that was like their big promotional thing when they announced it was going to be in Tokyo.
I hadn't thought about that.
4 years. It was Mario. He went into his little warp tube and came up in Tokyo and run him up there. So
Maybe.
We'll
All right,
have
let's
to
hit this
see.
last one real quick because I know Caleb's
Real
going
quick. Yeah, gotta go.
Metroid Samus Returns coming in September 15th, 2017.
Literally a
We've got
week
two-
before Pokken DX.
Yeah.
How are you comparing Samus to Pokemon? Come on.
Yeah, the two different games. I'm going to get both. But, I mean, that blew my mind because I had to go to lunch right after the E3 stuff ended up
And I
stopping.
thought you were still watching it. So
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I went to eat. And I'm messaging Caleb going like, dude, there's, this new Metroid. It's great. He's like, yeah, two of them. I'm like, no, you saw that. There was only one announced. And he's like, you need to go back and watch it.
you watched the stream. I was like, watch
Of course, I'm like, I hope it's not on 3DS. You might want to just, I hope it's not
I
that.
was
It's like, well,
just watch it.
yeah.
Then he came back. He's like, this is amazing. It's
Yeah.
like, I know, right?
If you have,
at work, he's like, they got 2 Metroid amiibos coming out. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
yeah,
He's
these
like, yeah, because they got like games coming out. And I'm like, what?
these are so nice looking.
Is Caleb in the hospital right now? I mean, is he okay?
I almost did. I was on cloud 9 for this today.
Yeah, Metroid Samus Returns it's not a complete remake of Metroid 2. They're calling it a reimagining. They're actually going back, adding a lot of mechanics, changing some of the maps and stuff.
Which I'm fine with,
But the game looks like it runs really well. If you have a 3DS, go on the eShop right now and you can download the trailer for it. They put it on there specifically.
I meant to do
So you can watch it in 3D and actually see how it works. Holy crap, it does really good with like the depth of the world. Like you in the caves, you can see way in the back and things are moving around. I'm like,
Yeah, and they got like a new kind of power special ability system, which looks pretty interesting. It's got
What was it? Someone
melee
called it the
attacks.
Samus slap.
yeah, they got
Damn
melee
it,
attacks,
slap.
which is like other M in a way. Where you just like you can grab one of the adult, more grown-up Metroids by the tail, slam him on the ground, and like shoot missiles right in his chest. I'm like, yes.
Well, basically, it's a way to do that to any of the enemies. If you time it right, you can actually deflect them or hit them back. So I like that they're keeping some of that physicality from other M. I mean, the story mode sucked in other M, but the gameplay was actually, I thought, fun.
Yeah, no, gameplay was amazing. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited. I'm so happy, guys. You all know. You'll understand.
Yes, show up.
And then one last thing, real quick, Caleb. We'll jump over from this from Ubisoft. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I was honestly surprised at how good it looked.
It does look pretty. I'll give it that.
And the guy that produced it and came up with the idea, Miyamoto, came out at the Ubisoft stage and actually was like, "Yeah, I'm really impressed with it. I really like it." The guy started crying.
Yeah, the
Miyamoto's
head developer started crying. That was so sweet. It was like, oh, he's crying.
Oh, look, if Miyamoto came out and said, like, "Yes, you took my stuff and made a really good game. I'm really happy with it," I'd be balling too. I'd be like, "Oh my man."
I'll probably give it a try. It's definitely XCOM with Mario and Rabbids. So
Definitely
I'm okay with that.
borrowing it, Jeremy.
I'm getting it, so Brent can borrow it. Yeah.
I'll borrow it. Wait,
but that's,
Well, you're eventually well, you said you are going to get ARMS. Somebody was going to come over and they wanted to play ARMS at my house first before they decided to get it. Yeah, you're getting that one. It wasn't you.
no, I'm getting arms. I'm getting the yellow Joy-Cons. I'm going all out.
I decided to wait on the yellow Joy-Cons. I'm hoping for a Metroid set.
Hoping for a Metroid set, like you're really not going to get all of them. Come on.
But that's gonna be it for me, guys. I gotta get going. Thanks for having me, Jeremy. Sorry, I have
go
to
ahead
bail
and let us know where we can find you at.
You can find me at Strangely Entertaining on YouTube. Not ad, but just look for it, and then at Nerd Notification on the Twitter. Just look for
The
or
Twitter.
just look up rising.ent. So
MetroidLovers.org.
The Twitter.
all right, y'all have fun, you crazy kids.
See ya.
Yes.
That's adorable.
The Twitter.
Youngest one in the group.
He's calling it the Twitter. Wait,
Twitter.
He talks like an old man. You kids on the Twitter.
You kids on that Twitter.
So, real quick, Pokken Tournament, they were showing off a little bit more. They did officially announce that these controllers from the Wii U will work on the Switch. The reason that makes me so happy, not just because I bought these and use them, is that if they do bring a Smash Brothers over, there's a really good chance then the GameCube adapters will work. And
Ooh.
yeah.
That compatibility, though.
Okay.
Well, think about it this way. If that works and they do the GameCube Virtual Console that they talked about, you can have an actual GameCube controller.
Yep.
I'd do it. All right, so now that I think we're pretty much done with Nintendo. They showed a lot of the stuff at the Treehouse. I think we covered the most of it. Do you guys have anything to add?
I didn't get to watch any of the Treehouse. Like I said, I did it last time when they were doing before the Switch was released. I watched a buttload of the Treehouse and was all hyped up about it. But this time around, I haven't had a chance to watch any of the Treehouse.
Yeah, while you're working on some of your projects, it's probably a good one to put on the background. They had some really good ones where they were there was like 30 minutes or an hour where they're playing the Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, on the 3DS. They had a lot of stuff where they went through and played.
My dad calls my Switch a Game Boy, so. What's that, a Game Boy? I don't have an argument there, maybe.
It technically has some on here, but
yeah.
They played a good couple of hours of Super Mario Odyssey as well, going through the levels that were available at the demos there at E3, as well as levels not available yet. Like they were showing some of the desert and stuff. That game looks so good. Alrighty. So we're gonna go back now that we have Rachel here. This specifically, I wanted to talk with her. We're gonna talk about Sony.
Yay!
Your video's disappeared. You're just all voice
Sorry.
and face. That's fine. We can still hear you. It's all right. So they started off their theirs was basically a on-stage Nintendo Direct, the way they did it, which I'm not upset about it. They went through, it was to the point. First thing they showed off was Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Comes out August 22nd, 2017, which actually is following
new Tomb Raider when I first started watching that trailer, and I'm like,
yeah, it's following one of the women from the Uncharted series. I'm trying to remember her name on the top of my head.
Yep. I don't remember her name either.
Dude, what the hell was that?
I don't remember. I don't remember her name either. I'm really tired, guys. I've had a long day.
Really excited about the Sony. Yeah, Uncharted. Yeah,
I'm excited about certain things, just not Uncharted.
Oh my god, I'm tearing up a lot. Sorry.
You're welcome.
I know what the picture for this video is going to be. No.
We have the thumbnail.
The Sony excitement. You're about to become a meme.
No, yay.
It looks interesting. I'm glad they're kind of covering some of the side story to it. This conversation came up whenever they released the Metroid Federation Force and some of the other games like that, where people are like, oh, well, we want something in the main line. Well, I kind of like when they do side stories on occasion, where they can see more of the world and kind of expand upon it, not just the same few characters the whole time, you know?
Yeah, you never know where that will lead. I mean, look at like Yoshi or Luigi's Mansion, and we took a side character, we decided to expand on it, and now it just turned into a huge. You know,
yeah, Luigi's Mansion's an awesome example of that.
Yeah.
I want another Luigi's Mansion now. All right. The next thing they showed was the DLC coming out for Horizon Zero Dawn called The Frozen Wilds.
Yeah,
coming out later
cool.
this year. I just started playing Horizon Zero Dawn earlier this week. I gotta say that is a pretty game. It's very interesting. I'm kind of liking this, wondering where the story's going so far, but I'm pretty happy with it. I have to say, for a PlayStation exclusive, I'm quite glad I actually started playing it. Next up, they had a game called Days Gone. Looked like another zombie type game. It was kind of,
with motorcycles.
Yeah, did have motorcycles.
The game itself looked pretty, but I mean, you know me, I don't play zombie games, so.
I think I'm not trying to say like I'm just don't want to play it. I want to see more about it. I think is what I'm going to look at. I'm going to look and see if they have more trailers for it. Next up, I had really mixed feelings about this one, was the announcement of Monster Hunter World for PlayStation 4.
It looked good.
It did. It's coming out for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. No Nintendo.
Wow.
Which I've heard that has put a pretty serious rift between Capcom and Nintendo, because Nintendo was supporting a lot of the stuff. Like Capcom for Monster Hunter for the past couple of years has been exclusively on Nintendo systems because people like the portability of it, the large grouping of people. Like I could take it, we'd go meet up at Starbucks and all play together, or we'd play online.
I understand with them wanting to expand, and they're expanding their market in a way for this, because the larger systems really, I mean, Nintendo does online pretty well, but
I get that to a point, but they still have a lot of people that are on 3DS what they're using with those. The Switch is
true, but
faster than a lot of them. But I think what really is the kind of the bitter pill for it is right before this, Capcom announced in Japan that Monster Hunter Double Cross was coming out on the Switch, and it would be compatible with the 3DS version. You could play online, offline, you could link up, all kinds of stuff. And then they announced this, nothing for North America for Nintendo players, and then said that, no, we're not going to bring that game over to America, because everyone's basically expecting to hear that at E3, like, hey, when are we getting the localization? And everyone's kind of like, why? Why are they just cutting that out completely? Because they honestly could keep both markets around. I'm not saying World shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
I just don't think they should cut the other side out of it, because a big proponent of Monster Hunter is being able to get together with people and play. It's almost like if Pokemon was console only. If you had no ability to take it somewhere and play it. I mean, you saw how many times we'd be at the college. We'd be playing Monster Hunter. We'd be playing Pokemon, getting together like that. So I don't know. And they're trying. The other thing I don't like about it is they're trying really hard to make it almost like Dark Souls, but Monster Hunter, for how multiplayer works and things like that.
Played Monster Hunters, but I saw just a glimpse of the new one, and I was interested. But
I'm gonna give it a try. It's just I think some of their other decisions around it kind of soured me on the whole thing. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean we'll see more about it, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going in the background between the companies that we're not really privy to that could be going on. And they kept going back and forth. They kind of said like they weren't bringing it, then they said they might, and we don't know what's going on. So, next up on the list was Shadow of the Colossus is being completely remade from the ground up, and it looks so good.
It does.
It looks cool. I had no clue what it was coming from, though. So,
it was originally a PlayStation 2 game.
That they then ported to the PS3 in digital and HD. So
in physical copy too with that.
Yep, with Ico.
Yep. Is it Ico or Eco?
I don't know. We'll never know.
Yeah, but basically it's the same base game, but they're tweaking some of the mechanics. All the graphics and effects are updated. I'd love to see if they would bring back some of the Colossi that were taken out, trimmed out of the original.
They might be able to now because they have, better processor. They can make a bigger game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just the amount of time is the reason they got cut the first time.
And I don't think the PS2 was powerful enough to, at least one of them, it wasn't powerful enough to load a certain one. I don't remember which one, but I remember watching a video about it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
One sure on that one. I don't know. I'm probably gonna get it. That'll be like the third time I've played that game. But it just looks, huh?
Probably gonna get it right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, we're gonna get it.
All right, next.
Upper spot on the shelf.
Next up is what we talked about earlier: Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Story demo is available for download now.
This freaking game. I think I've seen more coverage before E3, with especially gameplay and everything. I'm super excited about it. I played the crap out of the second one. I can hardly tell you when I played the third one, but this new one, I'm like super excited about it.
Rachel's not very excited, as we can tell.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm here.
I'm trying to get stuff she's more interested in. Oh, you're cutting out there a little bit. But yeah, the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they cut a lot of the fan favorite characters. All the X-Men, stuff like that are gone. The faces on the characters look really weird.
Dante looks like he's seen some stuff, man. He kind of looks like he's done a little bit of
Dante
math.
has seen some stuff. Come on.
Chun-Li looks like she has like a reverse facelift. Like her face has been puckered up and weird. And
yeah, no, it literally, like, Dante looked like he's been doing some drugs, my dude. Like, a little hopped
I'm not gonna
on.
lie. I'm a little lost when I see Sigma and like Ultron combined together make something. I don't even see the rest of it. So now I'm gonna go and look at all the other videos and see what y'all are talking about.
You'll see when you see Dante, you'll be like, "Oh man!"
Me that's making me not see anything else. I'm just saying.
Fair enough. I mean, we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. They got that ridiculous collector's edition, which I forgot how much it was. It was probably like higher than $200, where you get little figures, which we don't know how large they are.
That's what stopped me from doing it.
Yeah, you get little emeralds and this, that, and another. Now each time they release a trailer, now it's like, oh, we got a new character, new skin. Here's Black Panther because we just released a movie trailer about him, or here's this, here's that. So, maybe they did take out all the X-Men. Maybe they're going to add some other characters to, maybe they needed the room for, I don't know. Maybe I'm making excuses.
Yeah, they have the room. They can put way more characters in there.
First trailers, we had no clue. Of these other characters that they were bringing out. I guess from like the MCU, but
well, they've officially said like the X-Men are gone, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well,
and that's a business decision.
That Arthur was going to be into it. We didn't know that Black Panther. I really wasn't sure that Nova was going to be into it.
I'm gonna say Arthur was on the box art.
I haven't seen the box art. See, there you go. Yeah. I don't believe there's box art yet when it's still got the rest of the year to come out and whatnot. But anyways, I digress. It's just I'm excited about it. I've got to get a new freaking system to play this stupid game. Whatever.
Fair enough. The next one, I don't think any of us are actually interested in, but I did kind of hear a funny story about it. I thought about Call of Duty World War II.
I'm excited.
Eh.
I don't know what it is. I like the older war games. You know, when I play them, I like the World War I, the World War II. I like them better than the more modern. Even though, granted, I didn't get into Call of Duty until for the modern warfare era, and I was addicted to it. Like I almost had to go to meetings. But I love the older stuff, like Sniper Elites. You know, I like the older style games, so I'm down with it. It's not
Okay.
Space Age, which they went, you know, right before this, so we're not, you know, going Halo like on it. But anyways, go ahead.
All right. Well, the story I thought was kind of funny about it is they're bringing a lot of the characters aside. They're trying to be more inclusive about it. So on either team, you can be, you know, white or black or these different races on the different sides. So one guy's playing it, and they were kind of upset because he came over and he shot a Nazi. He's like, well, that's normal, except for it was a Nazi that was a black woman.
Whoa.
And they're like, that would never happen because it's Nazis.
I was about to say,
And
this
he was-
sounds bad. Are
they
there
were-
black Nazis women out there?
Well, they were. This is what I kind of thought was funny about it, because they were talking about, like, you know, if they're going through history and looking at that, it would not be accurate. But on the flip side, they wanted to kind of be inclusive, and I was like, you know what? If there's actual Nazis seeing that, I'm laughing at how much it would piss them off, which makes me like, you know what? Keep it in there, because they'd be like,
there.
this isn't right.
99999.
What is it? The Dreamcast launch date?
Wonka wonka.
Rachel, any thoughts on this? Making Nazis angry?
I was going with Inglourious
It's whatever,
Basterds,
man.
but hey, if you want to go with Dreamcast, that's cool too.
I just thought it was a funny little side story just for someone mentioning it, but all
I
right.
haven't
So
seen this
Call of
much.
Duty
Into it.
be
All
done.
I saw was the trailer, so I didn't get to look in more depth of the characters or whoever's going to be into it. But
I have no
it
idea
looked
about the
interesting
story,
enough.
but
Yeah, it looked interesting enough. I'm down with it. If not, I'll still play Sniper Elite series on the 360. I'm cool.
gotcha. All right. So next up, they actually kind of surprised me a bit and dove into VR a little bit.
Yeah.
They showed off Skyrim VR, which is basically
Cool.
I'm kind of back and forth on this. They're talking about it's going to be kind of like you have to look and click to move. But then they were showing the trailer and they were showing just people freely moving. So we don't know which one it is. And that's been an issue with some of the VR games. They're not letting you have that movement naturally.
Well, the main naturally moving thing is, you know, they have to have either a joystick where you can go forward or whatever, or you have to set up a whole walking rig in your dang house, which is expensive.
Well, you've
So-
got you can use the normal PlayStation 4 controller,
Yeah.
you know, the DualShock 4. I would see no issue using that. You could still do some motion. You
True.
could still play it to move. And they've got a few other options we could probably see. I mean, they've even done it before where you're holding the DualShock 4 in your left hand and then using a move control on the right. So you have two motions with that as well. They could do different things. I've seen it with a few different games, but I don't know. I'm curious to see how it works. It'd be kind of fun just to run around Skyrim in VR. The other one they showed was something called Star Child. It was more like a space game with VR. I didn't really see too much about it.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, they went through these kind of quick. There was The Inpatient,
Mhm.
which looked like a weird psychological thing in a hospital. I
Yep.
want to see a little bit more about it. And then here's the great one. Rachel, you know which one this one is. Do you want to tell
It
us
is Fishing with My Boy Noctis.
a VR? We waited all this time for the VR DLC, and it ends up being fishing.
Now, mind you, no, I think they're going to have stuff with Prompto, though, because they showed it at the previous. So,
Yeah, it's called Monster of the Deep, Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 15.
so
but
they might
it's-
they might have some other things that add on to it where, you know, you could do stuff with Prompto, like they said, and then
I'm having what was it? Sega bass fishing flashbacks.
yeah, but Fishing with My Boy Noctis.
Oh Lord.
I posted about that on my Instagram story, actually. I zoomed in really quickly on it and screamed about my boy Noctis, and everybody died. Like, I got so many messages about that. Like, Rachel, why would you do this? I'm like, because you're fishing with my boy.
God.
I'm
Now
actually
she's
kind of
awake.
I'm actually kind of making fun of it though, because it's
Oh, I
cool,
missed the
but it's
sarcasm.
also kind of dumb.
I don't have to get it. That's why I was kind of laughing about it. I'm like, all right. I mean, I bought Final Fantasy 15 on PlayStation so I could use it with the VR, thinking it would be more battles and combat and stuff. And so far, all it's been is fishing. I really hope there's more.
Apparently the people, according to one of the surveys that I've taken, like people love the combat and all that, but what's really gotten a lot of people into it that haven't played this kind of game before was the fishing and the mini games and the weird stuff. Yeah, so I guess they're trying to play into that. Who knows? Or maybe fishing fit the best.
I did not see it coming.
Neither did I. From way in left field, here comes Square with the fishing VR game. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's like if Nintendo made a whole expansion just fishing for Zelda.
Well, don't put it past them.
It was in a bunch of the games, but who knows?
I mean, hell, we got Link's crossbow training, so
that was
actually
game,
fun.
Okay?
it was fun.
I'm gonna have to like fight it. That was a fun game. I'm sorry. That hurt. Oh. I missed the Light Zapper games, and that was the closest thing I can get at that point in time.
All right.
I'm kind of hurt a bit. I might have to go, off camera for a minute.
No, you'd be fine. They had what looked like a military shooter called Bravo Team. It seemed kind of bland to me. Just, all right, you're a military guy. All right, you got to shoot these things, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Now, the next one I kind of liked. It's called Moss. It's a very, very artistic game for the way they do a lot of their paintings and everything with it. But it's like a little wandering mouse. Like he's got a little suit and of armor and a sword and a shield. And you're some kind of creature from the point of the VR that's following it. So as he's running around doing stuff, you can look at him and move around and kind of help control him. It just had an interesting idea of how that would work.
I did not see this one.
I saw a little bit of it. I'm going to try. I'm actually looking forward to seeing more of it. Next up, we had God of War.
Dad of War.
Oh my God.
I can't tell if she's mocking me or laughing.
That laugh is real.
Oh no! I can't believe you made that joke.
I'm not the first.
I like it.
I'm way not the first to make Dad of War jokes. God of War, some people are trying to say this is a prequel, but they've very clearly said it's not. I guess after Kratos finished killing off all the Greek gods, he's like, you know what? Let's go see what the Norse ones are up to. So I wonder if we're going to get a little, Kratos on Thor action going on.
Wait, I haven't played the last couple of games. Are you spoilering me?
Kratos hates gods, kills things. You conclude.
The whole premises of the game.
Exactly. But this one looks really cool. Like he's almost like he's kind of retired or moved over to more Nordic lands.
How do you retire? You're like you cross.
Hey,
over.
you kill gods, you can retire.
You wear the ashes of your family and you're killing gods. There's no retirement.
Yeah, that was the other argument. Someone's like, it's not a prequel, dude. He's already covered in his family.
God of War fights the Buddhas. What?
But it's an eating.
Fight Shiva.
Like an
What?
eating contest.
Honestly, when the world serpent came up out of that, and someone made a meme of it as what is it even saying? I'm gonna eat about 350.
The South Park monster.
Yes.
I don't know. It's he's gone over here. I don't know if that's his biological son or if he's just adopted the kid, but he's raising him and helping him out and kind of teaching him stuff. I'm intrigued because they're continuing the story and doing something different with it. We had the God of War where he's just all crazy into killing everything. Now this is him using those abilities of more of a.
Did he have a daughter? I thought he had a daughter.
Well, this is the boy he has now, which we don't know if it's either somehow his son or if it's one he's adopted.
What if it's his grandson?
He'd have to not have killed his other kids first.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. He killed his kids before they.
That's the sequel, Granddad of War.
Papa of War.
Papa of War. Oh Lord.
I might take that name.
But like I said, I'm glad they're doing something different. It's caught my attention. It's not playing the same thing over and over again. So I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna give it a shot. Next up is Detroit Become Human, which is a very cyberpunk game about basically cyborg detectives. Their reactions with people, and as you're what?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. That's the first I've heard of this. It sounds ridiculous, but continue on.
Well, it's kind of cool because as you're playing it, you're making decisions as
Sims
these.
meets Skynet. Go ahead.
Well, if you watch some of the trailers, yeah, it does.
Skynet.
Don't.
I like it.
All you have to do is just make a pool and drown them. Skynet stopped by taking a ladder out of a swimming pool, or making them cook eggs and they burn their house down.
Right.
It's one of those. It's very story driven, like with having to make your choices as you're playing as these androids. They've still been kind of vague about it. I'm hoping to see a little bit more. But it from the 2 trailers I've seen so far, it's definitely got my interest. It's one I think you should look into.
I don't know if I can take this game serious.
Just give it a try. All right. Next up from Sony is the almost requisite look. We have exclusive Destiny stuff. Which for Destiny 2, there's going to be weapons and vehicles and stuff that are exclusive to the PlayStation version. But Activision came back later and said, well, it's all coming to all the versions later in the year. So
we just get it first.
Exclusive. I'm still debating if I'm even getting Destiny, but yes, you'll still get it first, whether I buy it or not. So, I don't know. It's Destiny 2. Seems like Destiny. Now for the one that I really liked from this one. The Marvel Spider-Man coming out in 2018. This one...
Trailer. The way y'all were talking about it earlier, I'm like, I kept seeing thumbnails all over YouTube, but I have not looked at it yet.
I heard another joke earlier. Someone was doing the Spider-Man song, but they kind of changed it to describe the game, and it was more Spider-Man. Spider-Man does whatever Arkham can. Because, well, in a good way. There's sometimes when a game takes mechanics from another game, it's for the best. And a lot of the fighting mechanics were straight up taken from Arkham Asylum. And that's not a bad thing.
You can't be too mad at it because the fighting mechanics in that series, it was beautiful.
For actually fighting stuff, it keeps you on your toes. You have to time your dodges and things like that. You can't just button mash. You have to concentrate on it.
Exactly.
And I'm not mad at that. If you're going to take something, take the good stuff. So I was a little iffy about the costume design. This is not officially tied to anything. They've gotten full reign to change stuff around. You are playing as Peter Parker.
So excited. I'm really so excited about it, though.
Yeah, we'll get to the other part I know you're happy about, too, in a minute.
I'm happy about everything about that game because it's Spider-Man.
Yes,
I'm actually
considering... We'll get to that in a sec, too.
Well, it's not... yeah, but it's, I'm actually considering giving Amazing Spider-Man 2 another chance because I just want to play a Spider-Man game now.
I actually forgot I picked it up a while back. I need to mess around with it again.
Yeah, well, I sold it because they had gone really heavy into the you can only web on buildings thing, which didn't actually work the way that they wanted it to, because you could be like, oh, I got to fly off to this helicopter. Oh, wait, I ran out of building. And then when you would try to web in another direction, it would still take you in the direction that you didn't want to go. So it had some issues.
I still go back and play the old, what was that, 2004 Spider-Man 2?
Yes.
On the Xbox and stuff. They did such a good job with just being able to swing and do everything. It's still fun just to explore. I would love to see that kind of exploration in the PlayStation version, which this is a PlayStation exclusive because Sony still has the rights to the Spider-Man movies.
Yep.
Naughty Dog, I believe, is the one that's doing this one, correct?
Insomniac.
Never mind. That's why I asked. I was blanking on it. Yeah, Insomniac Games is the ones doing this, and they got a little crazy with the costume. It's got a little bit too much white, I think, to it, but it looks really good in animation. So,
it looks really, really good.
The other reason I think they may have gone for that is as you're moving around, if you watch the demo, it does give him more of a stark contrast to the background. So you can keep up with what he's doing better. And that could be part of what it is. Now, that might be completely moot because at the end of the trailer, we had a really good hint at another possible playable character, which was Miles Morales. I would love that.
Think of the co-op opportunities, my dude.
Or just
think of
selecting characters because he's got a different move set.
Yeah,
he has slightly different abilities than normal Spider-Man.
I mean, and it could be like a DLC. It could be not a DLC, but it could be like an after story. It could be alternate chapters. It could be it could be co-op. It could be multiplayer. It could. Okay, dog. The hell?
Crazy dog in the background.
Hey.
Well, even if like say something you're in the story mode and something happens to Peter and he's taken out of the story for a bit, you can then have little side missions as Miles trying to keep up with the city by himself or do these other things. I think it would be kind of cool. He was always one of the characters I always liked because, some people were upset, like, oh, you're making this kid Spider-Man. It's not right. Well, they didn't change Peter. Peter is still Peter. This is just someone else using the mantle of Spider-Man, which is just passing it on. It's fine. That's why I like Falcon as Captain America and all these different characters.
The Captain America, yeah.
Yeah, there's they've got a girl that's Iron Man right now.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. It's not like they just, Tony Stark's a woman all of a sudden. It's not Tonya Stark.
Yeah, a female Thor,
Yeah, and that's I don't want to spoil it, but screw it, I'll spoil it anyways. That's his girlfriend. That's Jane.
Yep.
Who's become Thor.
That was
and
Jane? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but
Yep.
her being Thor is killing her though. She has cancer. And every time she's using the hammer, it's making it worse. So it's been a very interesting story. But yeah, that Spider-Man game coming out.
About the new Secret, story.
Secret Wars. Yeah.
Not Secret Wars.
There's a secret something always going on. It seems.
Pretty much Captain America has always been with Hydra this entire
Oh,
time.
I don't like that one.
I still got to read it though. Even
A lot of people, they're trying to be like, oh, the whole time he was a Nazi, and everyone's like, you guys realize
Punisher's part of Hydra.
Oh god, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, the whole logo's changed too. It's the Hydra skull.
They better have a really good way to backtrack this because
that is for another podcast.
People are like, Captain America was written by two Jewish guys when they were back having to deal with actual Nazis.
Yeah.
It's kind of bad that they're like, oh no, their creation was always a Nazi, and they're like, no.
Just in this iteration thing, or just in this whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's
Bumblebee
a weird
could be a
choice.
Camaro. Captain America could be a Nazi. All right, moving on.
That's a pretty good description. I don't know. All right, so next up is a game that actually, Rachel, that you added on, told me about, was Ni no Kuni 2. Was announced coming out from level 5.
I'm so excited.
I got to play a little bit of the first one. It was a really pretty game. It was almost like an RPG with Pokemon.
It's basically a Studio Ghibli movie in the form of video game. That's what they are, because they're made by the Studio Ghibli in level 5. So
right. But you're saying this one added multiplayer and world building, so
yeah. This has multiplayer and world building, and that's all I know. Or not world building, but kingdom building. So you play the main guy, and he's the soon-to-be crowned king, or he is the king of this kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I guess part of it is going to be growing your kingdom, and then multiplayer probably might have to do like kingdom to kingdom battles. Maybe I haven't looked much into it, but
okay, could be interesting. So that pretty much wraps up most of our stuff for Sony. Is there anything we want to talk about or anything they didn't talk about, like whatever the hell a Vita is? They didn't even acknowledge that thing exists. I was shocked they actually mentioned the VR. So
they're still pushing with it. It seems like they're, that's the whole
I was worried for a little while. They weren't, because I bought it and then nothing came out for months, and I was like, "Oh crap!"
Vita 2.0.
Yeah, how much have I spent on something they're not going to use?
A lot.
But there's some good games coming out for it that I've been enjoying, and the fact that they finally did the update where I can watch 3D movies on it's been really cool.
mm-hmm.
So I've been enjoying that. Have you? Do you have a VR, Rachel?
Oh no, I didn't.
So I experiential reality, not virtual.
No. All right.
And the crowd goes quiet.
It's just, no. All right. So these last two we'll run through kind of quick. Or last three was the Ubisoft, EA, and Bethesda. We'll just kind of hit them concurrently. Ubisoft, we already talked about some of the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, so we're kind of pass over that. The Crew 2 was announced. It's got cars, dirt bikes, planes, and more coming out early 2018. It looks kind of cool, but yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. I didn't get the first one because it was the online requirement.
Yeah, I don't like that online requirement.
I don't know if this one has it, to be honest, so I can't really say. Next up was a really weird game from Elijah Wood called Transference. It's a VR game. It's a VR game about basically living someone else's experiences. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're trying to be all high and artsy with it. But that's Elijah Wood. We'll see.
Well, I mean, John Malkovich made a movie about being himself, so
he also made a movie that's sealed up and not allowed to be watched for like 200 or 300 years.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, he made a whole movie. No one's allowed to watch it. It's sealed up until after everyone that's alive on Earth is gone. Currently alive on Earth. So it's for only another generation. I was hoping somebody would torrent it. So Skull and Bones is another game they got coming out, which is basically Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag ship combat made into its own game.
Yep.
I may not play it, but I cannot be mad at that concept because that was a lot of fun. And Black Flag was just getting a ship and shooting everybody.
I don't think I got that far in that game. I don't even know if I got off the island in the beginning of the tutorial or something.
It was actually a really good game. If you go back and play
really like it. Like,
yeah, it's one of the.
I don't have it
marks.
anymore. Yeah, I don't have it anymore right now, but I'd repurchase it in a heartbeat now that I have enough space. So.
You didn't grab it during one of the PlayStation Plus times just to have it in your list?
What, Black Flag?
Yeah. It was given out during PlayStation Plus a while back. Xbox Live did it too. If you, even if you don't have space, you just grab it and it's on your list.
I don't think I did. So, well.
Well, that sucks.
Well, I mean, what can you do?
Apparently not play Black Flag.
Well, I can get it.
I'm just giving you a hard time, Rich. All right. This next one's kind of weird. It's called Starlink Battle for Atlas. It's basically Lego meets No Man's Sky.
Huh.
It's kind of cool. They have these little pieces that clip onto your controllers for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, or Switch. And you have a little toy ship that fits on top of it. So while you're playing, it's on your controller. And whatever you do to the ship, like adding weapons or items to it, will affect it in the game in real time. So like, I need to change to this gun. You actually switch out the gun on the ship to change it out in the game. Same with your engines, your pilot, things like that. So it's toys to life, but in a kind of weird, unique way I haven't seen before. I don't know. I'm going to look more into it. I may end up trying this one out. I'll be the test bed as usual and try it out. All right. Next up is Far Cry 5.
Woo!
This one has pissed off a lot of people in really funny ways.
Obviously, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, it's basically dealing with fundamental nut jobs.
Yep.
For fundamentalists, nut jobs. But it looks like a lot of fun. You've got a sniper that can back you up. You can bring a co-op player in. You got a dog that can attack people. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be kind of a lot of fun to play. I've enjoyed the other Far Cries. I didn't get Primal, but I did enjoy 4. Just running around that island shooting things was great. Lastly, from Ubisoft was kind of a huge surprise that kind of got more lackluster the more I thought about it, was Beyond Good and Evil 2. And the reason I say lackluster, have you guys played the first Beyond Good and Evil at all?
No.
Long time ago.
It was a really good game, kind of like a Zelda style with the exploration and everything when you're playing as a main character named Jade, which at the time was a rare thing of a game of that, other than like Metroid and Tomb Raider, of having a female protagonist. It was very well known for a lot of what it did. This one, the game back then was rated T for teen, so everybody could play it. This one immediately starts off with the main character just dropping the F-bomb over and over. I think he said it like 5 or 6 times in the whole trailer. So I haven't been able to show my kids the trailer because of it.
Right.
And I was like, what game is this? And turns out it's Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's like a prequel to the other one. I was like, man, that's kind of a real offset from what the first one was, you know? It just kind of, it's like if you have a Minecraft and all of a sudden the next one, it's got like full nudity and stuff in it. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Game systems will go with that when they go for all this extreme profanity. I know they're trying to aim towards the adults that are buying it, but it takes away from the kid factor. It's like I'm
okay with it for some of it because just like with movies, you're going to have stuff intended for adults. It's just what's weird to me is that this came from something that was, you know, teen rated and kind of the way it went.
Right, that's what I mean. It's, you know, we got it all hyped up for kids and everything, and all of a sudden it's like, well, you're saying even in the trailer you got F-bombs and everything, and you're like, hold up, give me a warning.
I mean, you can do a lot with teen. I mean, the entire Uncharted series, all 4 of them I've got, they're all rated T for teen. So John was asking me earlier today, since, you know, school's out and they're playing games, I think the PS3 back up. He's like, hey, can I play Uncharted? I was like, yeah, actually you can. Rachel, any thoughts on this?
Of that, I mean, it looked interesting. I haven't played it as much as the first game to really have much of an opinion on it. So
it is an older one. It was like Xbox, PS2, and GameCube generation.
Yeah.
When it first came out, they re-released it as an HD version for PS3 and 360 a couple years ago as well. But I'm kind of worried that this is going to be like, this is the second trailer they've shown for Beyond Good and Evil 2. Remember a couple years back, they had that teaser for it? Well, this is another full CG trailer that could be another teaser. They're so early in development, they can't even answer what systems it's going to be on. They don't know if it's going to be on the Switch, if it's going to be on PS4, Xbox One, just on PC.
How are you going to get a teaser years ago, and then at this point, you can't tell what system it's going to be on?
Right. So I get what they're trying to do, but I'm very iffy on when this is going to come out. I'm not as iffy about when this is going to come out as Final Fantasy VII, but I am iffy about it coming out.
What?
That one's got a whole nother thing that happened with it.
Yeah, you caught me at Final Fantasy VII. Let's talk about that.
They announced a remake a couple years back, and then they were working on it, and then they ended up having to change all the development in-house, and they're like, it's going to be years before it comes out now. So...
I think I remember something about that.
Yeah, you heard some more about that, didn't you, Rachel?
What, 7?
Yeah, the 7 remake, since they had to move it in-house, took it from the developers. Like, it's going to take a while to do this now.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, now that it's in-house and they're all in one place, and the reason why they had to put it where they did to do anything at the moment was because everybody that was supposed to be working on 7 was still working on 15, because originally what they did when they released it is they said, okay, 2 months from now, we're going to, you know, pull all these people off and put it on this and then on this. And so by spring, they were supposed to only have 40% of the original 15 team just working on the DLC. Well, that didn't happen. They still have 75% of the team working on the DLC. So that's why they shipped it out. But now that, you know, the other DLC is under the belt and has a release date, and the other one is coming out presumably in the next couple of months, they can kind of move people to where they're supposed to be, which is why they brought it back in-house.
Okay, so maybe they'll have something a little bit different. I noticed they didn't say a thing about it this E3, though.
Yeah, because they have nothing to say. So why get anyone's hopes up when they have nothing to say? So.
Well, I mean, at least say something.
Well, they did give us Kingdom Hearts stuff, which we'll learn more about at D23.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes, too, because that's still looking... I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, so next up was the EA conference.
Oh, my phone is running out of battery. Oh,
sorry.
Yeah.
We're almost done. We got EA, then Bethesda, and that's it. I know we had a lot to cover. It's all of E3. Well, EA started off with Star Wars Battlefront 2. I liked the first Battlefront. I bought it, and then I kind of got burned by it because there was very little content. The mechanics were great, but the content was very limited. And then they just had, I had to get the season pass to get all the maps. And because I didn't get the season pass, all of a sudden I couldn't play with anyone, even with what maps I already had, because they weren't in circulation that much. So I kind of got priced out of my own game. They're changing how they're doing it with this one for Star Wars Battlefront 2. All the DLC will be free. So they're doing like Titanfall 2. They're doing like Splatoon, where, hey, we're going to give you all the maps and stuff for free so you can play it. No one's going to be without the maps. What they're going to do is some sort of microtransactions in the back, which could just be, get some extra credits that, you normally can build up while you play, but maybe you can use it faster to get different costumes, stuff like that, but not necessarily required for you to play. I know Titanfall, you could buy new skins for your Titan, but I never did, and it never changed it for me. So I'm going to kind of give it a shot. They actually apologized for how the first one went because of that. Rachel, did you ever play Star Wars at all? Battlefront?
Nope.
And Brent, I know you didn't because you don't have a system for it. Huh?
I'm aware of it. But...
Like I said, it was a lot of fun, and it was very interesting. It had some throwbacks to the old Battlefront series, but we'll see if this new one's going. Anthem, once again, was teased with EA, their BioWare Destiny-type game, which we talked about earlier. Yeah. The next game they mentioned was called A Way Out, which is a cooperative prison break game. Like, you actually play it in split screen. You can always see what the two different people are doing as you're trying to work out your plan to break out of prison and keep on the run. I'm like, it's kind of neat. It has almost, the art style reminds me like it's a 1970s era, I think, which is kind of cool. It's a good timing for having a prison break and stuff like that, because you don't have all the technology and things to deal with. So I don't know. It could be fun. Next thing they talked about was Need for Speed Payback, which is pulling a lot from Fast and Furious, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just the way they're kind of running it. It's kind of following that same style. So it could work. I know Rachel's all quiet. I guess none of this is really stuff you play.
Nope, it's not.
I play some of it, but Battlefield 1 DLC was announced for nighttime maps and a Russian expansion. Because, right now everything's got to deal with Russia. Now for the stuff I know we don't care about, Madden 18 has a story mode. Moving on.
And now I'm done. Goodbye.
FIFA 18 also has a story mode for part of it, except the Switch version does not. It doesn't have the story mode, but it does have all.
You mentioned FIFA for the Switch. Yeah.
And they talked about it a little bit. It has everything from the other games are there, except for that story mode. But like, it's got the Ultimate Champion or whatever it's called mode. I mean, a lot of the stuff that people want on the games are in there.
Sports game. Come on.
Say what?
A story mode for a sports game. I mean, the only one I could think of that might have had some kind of interest was maybe like NBA Streets or whatever the crap that was back 100 years ago.
NFL Street, NBA Street. I miss those. Those are fun.
Print now. That's about as much story mode as I need.
Yeah, and then EA also announced NBA Live 18. That's literally all I wrote about, was just NBA Live 18 moving on.
What are you going to play, like a mini game where they're going through the contracts and you're trying to get, your sponsorships? It's like, do I want Nike? Do I want Reebok? XO, square, triangle. I don't know. Anyway,
I unlocked Adidas. Fubu is DLC.
I'm glad I didn't really watch this one here, because apparently
it was pretty boring. All right, on to the last one, which their show was kind of boring, but Bethesda did have some good announcements.
Bethesda Land.
Yeah, I actually kind of liked how they did it. It was playful, the whole Bethesda Land thing, with adorable Doom creature balloons. They talked about Fallout 4 VR coming October 2017. Will not come out for PlayStation, which sucks because that's the only VR I have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Microsoft.
That's a possibility. The Xbox One X, they did say that VR is compatible, but they are not talking about it right now.
You know,
Anyways, huh?
like a VR, not so much strapped to your head, looking through your eyes, but like with Switch or something, you can be in a Fallout world. I'm not saying don't get confused if they got it on there, but
That falls into augmented reality, I think, is what it is, or AR.
oh, okay.
The other game they announced was Doom VFR, which is actually short for virtual reality. It is Doom. It's a virtual game.
I'm not talking about big friendly giants.
It looked really cool. It's a cheaper game because it's kind of like a almost dollhouse style of Doom that you can see the character models, you can walk around the environments, but during actual gameplay, you can't freely move. You have to like point at a spot and you'll teleport to it, and you can move, turn around there and shoot. So you're kind of like hopping from place to place. It's like Doom meets Nightcrawler.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of a limitation some VR games have had, sadly. I'm hoping they'll fix it. Creation Club brings paid mods to Bethesda games. No one cares. Skyrim for Switch was shown. We didn't talk about this earlier than the Nintendo stuff, but
well, we don't have much on it other than you can be dressed up as Link,
Well, we know it is the HD, the full nice new edition, which is good. Because they showed it off and it looks, if it's not, holy crap, they modded it because it looks good. They added motion controls, which everyone was wondering why they did that, which is kind of funny that you can do it. But if you're using motion controls in the Skyrim VR, it kind of makes sense. They're already making motion controls. Use it for both if the option's there, But you don't have to use them.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
You happy, Rachel?
Yeah.
Just so you know, Brent, me and her have had some fun discussions about motion controls.
Okay.
All about Skyward Sword.
Yeah, they're all about Skyward Sword.
Still got to play that game, so.
Yeah. Well, she wants you to play it without motion. I think they should be there, but whatever. Actually, didn't we come up with an agreement of a way it would work where you had some motion but some not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't either. We made peace. Moving on.
Moving on.
For Skyrim, all the DLC is included, so you're not going to be missing out on anything. Zelda Amiibo or support was shown, where you could be a really weird-looking Link.
Yep.
Though I wonder, I just want to be like a cat person or a lizard person running around in the Link suit.
Yep.
That'd be great. Other Amiibos are supposed to be supported, so we'll see.
We shall see.
Dishonored Death of the Outsider was shown, coming out September 15th, 2017. It's a nice continuation to the Dishonored series. I'm still working on the first one I didn't even move on to the second one yet. But yeah. It's a fairly fun series, but should be interesting. The Evil Within 2 is coming out Friday the 13th, which is in October.
Mm-hmm.
So they're using that date. That game looked really freaky. Say what?
That's the closest Friday the 13th we have?
Mm-hmm. That I'm aware of. The game looked promising, at least just from a horror standpoint, so let's take a look and see. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, is coming out in October.
Which looks weird, interesting, but...
Yeah, it's the idea of the Wolfenstein series. You're still playing as the original main character, but you fail at a mission to kill off one of their scientists in the first game. You get shot and you're kind of left for dead in the water. You get found. You're in a coma from 1948 to 1960. You wake up in the 60s and find out that the Nazis had won. They'd taken over, and you're dealing with a world full of Nazis. And you're trying to become part of the resistance to fight back, and that's basically why you're running around everywhere shooting Nazis. Nazis. It's a lot of fun, actually. I hear spray paint.
A little bit.
Oh, that's right. She's spray painting. I forgot about it. What is that?
Just give me the. I'm like, Rachel's painting. All right.
My paintbrush was quieter.
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get these boots done before I go and get some food.
It's fine.
Lizard.
You're fine. Last two things they had: Elder Scrolls Legends card games getting Skyrim content. What you do? And the Quake Champions will get its own World Championship August 26th at QuakeCon.
Cool.
So, what was you guys' favorite thing or announcement from E3?
You know that? Right.
Yeah, you guys, Rachel?
I don't know. I really don't. Like, honestly, I think probably the amiibos, really. And that was it. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I have to go ahead, Brent.
I was thinking of all that other excitement, and I didn't know she was going to go to Amiibos. That was a wild card.
True.
But I mean, on the same notion, I got to go with all the Nintendo stuff. I mean, yeah, I was impressed with the Xbox One X. Stupid letters and numbers. And some of the gameplay and everything. Yeah, those look amazing. The system sounds cool with all its 6 teraflops. But I got to go with all the Nintendo, the Switch stuff. I don't know because I'm still excited about the Switch. I enjoy all the games. I mean, every game that seems to come out, I'm still just trying to catch up with all of them. But then I'm seeing what's coming out from Mario. The Mario looks freaking awesome. I'm super excited about that. We didn't even talk about Splatoon. I'm excited about Splatoon coming out.
Yeah, they had a whole Splatoon 2 tournament.
Yeah.
I actually sat there and watched it. It was entertaining.
Right. Well, when you hit me up about it, it says they were doing it live and everything. I didn't have my Switch with me, or it was unavailable to do it. And I'm like, dang, I want to play it again. But almost everything that they came out with was got me really excited. I was probably more excited about that than anything else. Of course, the Metroid stuff. So, yeah, I'm glad that we've got the DLC comes out this month, I do believe, for Zelda, right? The end of the month.
We're not sure. They just said summer.
I thought it said June 30th. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I got excited.
Maybe I missed it.
But
Possible.
That's what I'm saying. With we talked about it before. With the Switch didn't come out with enough games on release. No, they came out with enough that's going to keep me busy personally.
Yeah, same.
Until October and November and so forth, so on. We still got more crap coming out that I still got to get, like the Street Fighter game. That just came out. ARMS just came out today. I got to get that. So Nintendo's doing a great job keeping my interest, keeping me busy, and that's what I'm excited about. Nintendo for the win.
Yeah, I have to agree with a lot of that. The Nintendo stuff, it boils down mostly to the Metroid announcement because it came out of just left field.
I know, and that's all.
Yeah, way out in left field.
When are they going to do the Metroid thing? And then it's just like
I just given up. I was like, we're not going to get a Metroid again. I was even on Twitter talking about it. Like, I think Nintendo's just going to let it die. The fans have gotten so hostile about it that Nintendo may just not want to touch it anymore.
You were wrong.
I legit thought that. Some of
I'm
our
glad that they proved you wrong because that is a scary thought.
Yeah.
Metroid series. It's like, think about it like, I know, like, Mario and the Mario series is back on the Nintendo, but what if they just killed off Mario? They're like, we're done with him. We're done.
Yeah.
I put Metroid and Samus on the same plateau. That was.
I know F-Zero is still on life support.
Yeah. What was the game that came out? It's F-Zero Life. Download.
Oh, Fast RMX.
Faster. I was thinking Rush, but yeah, we got Fast.
Yeah, Fast RMX.
We can.
That's got the guy from F-Zero, the announcer.
Clone versions. Yeah.
But listeners on Twitter were telling us when I asked them about it. Let's see what it is. He popped up. The Metroid Prime 4 reveal, hands down, was his moment. Zachary Knight, which is one of the guys I talked to once in a while. He does the podcast with Andrew Eisen. Can't say I have a favorite moment, but I did have a holy crap when Metroid Prime 4 was announced. That was completely unexpected.
It was just a title. They didn't even release anything. People are going nuts over this. I think it's hilarious.
Monotone Gent was saying, seeing a Metroid logo was nice, but seeing the more in-depth Odyssey trailer with more of what it's about took it home for me.
Thank you.
And he said, Pauline's song getting stuck in my head is neither here nor there.
Oh, horrible song. Horrible song.
I'm going to like it. Whatever.
That was the downfall. You had the Xbox price, and you had that stupid song that would get locked in your head. that song won it over. That was like the worst part of it all.
All right. Well, I think
Xbox,
we've literally
That's
covered.
not so bad if I got to keep listening to this crappy song.
All right, so we pretty much covered all of E3 with our wrap up for this year. That's why we ended up doing the podcast a day early. Try and come back maybe next
Friday,
week.
Right?
Say what?
Is this like our first
Yeah.
Friday? We always do Saturday, Sunday sometimes, but I don't remember a Friday.
Yeah, it's the first time we've done a Friday show.
Nice.
Most people are usually kind of tired after work for doing it, but everyone agreed to do it this time because of E3. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and
Thank
tell
you.
Tell everyone where we can be found. Brent, you want to go and let them know?
Yeah, you can find me. I'm trying to knock the dust off my Instagram page, but Instagram and Insomniac Art. I'm still going to work out on some YouTube stuff or even Facebook with the same name.
If you look at his logo when it comes up on the screen, it has his Instagram account on the bottom of it.
That's why I made it come up. Moving on.
Oh, I thought it was perfect timing of your thing messing up.
No, that's when I turned off the camera for purpose reasons.
Fair enough. Rachel, how about you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Outrageous, which is out_RACHEOUS. You can also find me on Facebook at Outrageous Cosplay, spelled the same way but without the underscore. Yeah, I post lots of cosplay stuff and commentary on random stuff on my story. So, and
for how hard I rolled my eyes.
my camera has now been turned off because of low power mode. Go me.
Well, perfect timing then. You can find me at Zenspath, ZENSPATH on Twitter, Facebook.com/Zenspath, or of course on YouTube at YouTube.com/COM. We got our Instagram as well, but I can't remember the address. I think it's at Zenspath, but we'll see.
Nice.
I need to get back and use it. That's part of why I broke out all my old some pictures. All right. Well, I've been your host, Jeremy. Rachel, thank you for joining us again. Brent, as always. We're out. Peace.
Later.
Bye.